The definition of Avadhāna. Avadhāna means concentration. Avadhāni is the performer who performs the art of concentration. So, Avadhāna is like multitasking. The art of Avadhāna is something different beyond this. That means everybody will do multitasking in daily life, but the art depends when it is done in the form of literature or music or something like that. Exhibiting the talent of concentration can be called as art of Avadhāna. Categories of art of Avadhāna, that is, when we perform Avadhāna in the form literature, it is Sahitya Avadhāna, and when we perform art of Avadhāna in classical music, that is Sangeeta Avadhāna. Like that, when we do it in mathematics, that will be called as Ganita Avadhāna, and painting can be called as Chitra Avadhāna, like that. So Avadhāna has the history roots in Sanskrit literature. In Vatsayana's Kama Sutra, some sectors of Avadhanam reference. He has not mentioned Avadhanam, but he has mentioned some parts of some sections of the Avadhanam, and stone inscriptions and epigraphs give some references of Avadhanis, who has very talented Avadhanis. And complete structure of present day Sahitya Avadhanam is in Kavi Kama's Shringar Ratnakara of 12th century. So in Avadhanam, there will be two sectors, like one person is Avadhani, the performer, who has to answer all the questions, and he will be posed questions by pṛcchaka or pracchaka, they are questioners. So Avadhani has to answer without having any pen or paper or any reference books. For Avadhani, he has basically he has to have dhara, dharana and dhairya. That is the basic quality. Dhara means he should spontaneously tell poems or verses, or he should able to speak spontaneously regarding the question or the topic given by pṛcchakas. And dharana, he has to remember what I have told for the pṛcchaka in the previous section, or he has to remember what I have to say, and he has to remember so many literature, and he has to fluently tell all those things to pṛcchakas. And dhairya, he should have confidence that I could do this, like that he should have confidence. That is the dhatraya, they will call it as dhatraya. And pṛcchaka, the questioner who poses questions of different types to Avadhani. They should be also good scholars to pose questions. They will give some verses, or they will ask some questions which is depending on literature. They should know about that in very detail. They should have read all those things. That means the pṛcchaka should have one solution with him. When he asks questions, he should have solution. If pṛcchaka has solved it in home, then Avadhani should solve on stage. And every Avadhana is on stage performance only. Nobody will be giving questions before entering the stage. And types of Avadhanam. The Avadhanam is defined by the number of pṛcchakas. So if pṛcchakas are 8 number, that is called as Ashtavadhana. And if there is 10 pṛcchakas, that is called as Dashavadhana. And if there are 100 pṛcchakas, that is called as Shatavadhanam. Or if there is 1000 pṛcchakas, that is called as Sahasravadhanam. Basically in Sahitya Avadhanam, Ashtavadhanam means they will ask the questions to compose a poem or a verse, and he has to spontaneously compose that, and he has to explain that to all pṛcchakas or sabhyas. That is the basic requirement that requires almost 3 hours time. And for Shatavadhanam, it is nearly 3 days required. And for Sahasravadhanam, you can think it requires minimum 1 month. One great person is there, Garikapati Narasimha Rao. He has composed 1000 verses in that Sahasravadhanam, and he remembered all the verses what he composed from starting the day of starting the first day, and recollected all those things and recited in front of all sabikas. Next, types of questions. Question can be at any as any type. It may have any type of answer. It may not have answers also. In Ashtavadhana, there will be 8 different sections, that is called as 8 vibhagas. In Shatavadhana, it can't be 100 different types, so 100 questions with repetition of some sectors will be there. In Sahityavadhana, there is basically some creative mind should be there, and you should compose a good verse. That sections I will come. Nishedakshara. A topic and a meter are given by pṛcchaka. Meter means you may know each lines should have some limited letters. That means, for example, if Anushtup is taken, it should have 8 letters in each lines, and it should have 4 lines. That is the basic structure of that Anushtup meter. So the pṛcchaka will give the meter and also the subject. Pṛcchaka will ask to describe Lord Vinayaka or Ganesha. In Nishedakshari, what he will do, Avadhāni has to compose poem obeying all restrictions, and pṛcchaka will negate each syllable. He will tell to describe Vinayaka. He will tell, okay, first you can say V, so I will restrict you, you should not use V or Va syllable, you should not use. So Avadhāni thinks, okay, I can go with Ganesha, like that I can say. So he says Ga, and the pṛcchaka understood, so okay, he may say Ganesha, so you should not use Na. So Avadhāni thinks, okay, I can say Gajavadhana. He thinks and he says Ja. So Gaja, already 2 letters came. So pṛcchaka will understands, okay, he may say Gajamukha. Sometimes pṛcchaka may not think like Avadhāni. So he thinks, okay, Gajamukha he can say, so I can restrict Ma. So Gaja, and Avadhāni has to think what I have to say, so he can think Gajavadhana I can say, he says Gajava. So now pṛcchaka will understand, okay, he can say Gajavadhana, and he restricts the. So if Avadhāni has no good knowledge in dictionaries, that means he has not good vocabulary, he has trapped. Gajava, he has Gajava, and he can't go back, and he should say Ganesha or Gajavadhana, like that he should compose. So if he has good vocabulary, he will say Gajavaktra. So Vaktra means Vadana. That is the one synonym for Vadana Mukha in Sanskrit. So he can he come up with one word Gajavaktra, and he is passed for the situation. Like that only I have given some examples here. One was given to me, the first one was regarding Jog Falls. The pṛcchaka asked me to describe Jog Falls. I told something, Malayol putti jaguldudu nelesal keladinde bildu bandu balikam, like that. I started composing. I know that pṛcchaka will not allow me to bring the jog. In the joga name, he will not allow me to bring. Because when I say jo, he will be understanding, okay, he will say ga and he will negate that. Somehow I composed 3 lines, and I was just blank. I couldn't get any words for jog. Suddenly I remembered in some Vyakarana rules are there, grammatical rules, so that Sanskrit word will come to Kannada by some deformations. Like you may have heard, Vana is in Sanskrit and Bana is in Kannada. It is called Tatsama and Tadbhava. In Sanskrit it is called Tatsama. That Sanskrit word is called as Tatsama. In Kannada it is called as Tadbhava. That is which is derived from that Sanskrit word. So I told Yo. So Yo, he thought he can say something Yojana, or like that he can say, like that he thought, and he negated Ja. Fortunately, he didn't negate Ga. So I used Yoga. Yoga will come as Tadbhava to Kannada as Joga. So Joga will become Yoga, and Jogi will become Yogi. That word I got the flash, and I have composed and I have passed that restriction. And this is the first section of Avadhāna, and there are 4 lines in each verse. Malayol putti jaguldudu is first line. Nelesal keladinde bildu bandu balikam is second line. Like that 4 lines are there. So Avadhānam will be having 4 rounds. So in first round, the first line will be composed, and Avadhāni will go to second section, and like that only, after completing 8 sections, he will come back to the first section and he will compose the second line. In Ashtavadhanam, it may not be so difficult to remember all 8 topics, but in Shatavadhanam, he should remember 100 topics and 100 verses what he has composed in first line, and when he comes to second round, he should remember all the first lines of 100 pṛcchakas. So the second portion, second section is Samasya Purnam. Samasya is a problematic sentence in a metrical form. Metrical form means it should be in a meter, and it will be the one line or half of a line or something, it will be like that. The one line of the verse will be given by pṛcchaka to Avadhāni. Pṛcchaka should compose himself the problematic line, and he should also compose the remaining 3 lines to solve the problem. So if there is a solution, Avadhāni can also solve the problem. So I have given 2 examples here. It was a famous Samasya line given to famous Avadhāni Kavyakanta Vasishta Ganapati Muni in Bengal. One line was given, Vatsare Tvekada Gauri Pativaktram na Pashyati. Once in a year, Gauri, that means she means Parvati, will not see the face of her husband. So it may not be having a correct solution, but that pṛcchaka is given already, and Avadhāni has to compose the remaining line to satisfy the Samasya line. That means he can give one poetic justice also. It may be physically, it may happen, it may not happen, but Avadhāni has to give one poetic justice, at least poetic justice. So he has composed the remaining lines. Vatsare Mase Bhadre Chaturtyantu Chandra Darshan Shankaya. So during Chauthi or Ganesha's festival, it is known that we should not see the moon. So Mase Bhadre Chaturtyantu, Bhadrapada Masa, Chaturthi is there. So it is Ganesha's festival. Chandra Darshana Shankaya. She thought that I may see Chandra of Chandrasekhara or Shiva's forehead. So she thought that I should not see my husband's face today. Like that she thought, and Vatsare Tvekada Gauri Pativaktram na Pashyati. She has not seen once a year, she has not seen her husband's face. Like that he has solved the Samasya. There are many types of Samasya Purnam examples. I have taken one is Arthachala, that means the meaning has difficulty to solve. Another is Shabdachala. The second example you can see Gulu Guggulu Guggulu. It has no meaning, but Avadhāni has to compose the remaining 3 lines, and I have taken this from Bhoja Prabandha. There Kalidasa has, that is the story. Actually it is written by somebody else. It may not be written by Kalidasa. Jambu palani pakwani patanti vimale jale kapikampita shakato gulu guggulu guggulu. Jambu palani, the jambu fruit was very ripened, and patanti vimale jale, it was falling in the pond or in a river. Kapikampita shakato, the monkeys are dancing on branches of tree. So the jambu phalas are falling into the pond, and that makes the sound gulu guggulu guggulu. It is the solution. And the same Samasya Samasya was given to Shatavadhani Dr. R. Ganesh in one his first Shatavadhana. Gulu guggulu guggulu. Like that they have given. This is the famous solution. He can't say this solution. He has to compose another verse. Bengaluru Pure Nityam Jala Bhava Bhavito Ravak Kadapi Nale Syat Gulu Guggulu Guggulu. We have a problem for water. So sometimes when we open the tap, the sound will come Gulu Guggulu Guggulu. Like that the sound will come. Like that he has composed in his one Shatavadhana. There will be no meaning for that word, but he has to compose. This is also will go in 4 rounds. Avadhāni has to compose the first line in first round and the second line in second round. Like that in 4th round he will complete the solution. Like that it will go. Next vibhaga is Dattapada or Dattapadi. In Dattapada, Datta means given, Pada means word. So pṛcchaka will give 4 words to Avadhāni, and he will ask to compose the verse including all the 4 words which is given by pṛcchaka, and it will be given meter and all those things also, and the topic also will be given. Like first example I have given Shivastuti. In Shivastuti we have to praise Shiva using word idli, sambar, dose and puri. So you can't take the words like that only. You can say I am offering you idli, I am offering you dosa, I am offering you sambar. Like that you can compose and it will not be the good solution. But this is given to Shatavadhani Ganesh only. He has composed Tumbirpalti Nenna Chittam Idali. Chittam idali means how can I put, idali means put, like that the meaning will come. So Chittam idali, there the idli word come. Twatpadadol Vruttiyam Samba Rudra, there Sambaru came. Samba Rudra Shivadvayakritini Lokotsavodbhasaka Lambagangalin Adudo Seletam, there dose came. Adudo Seletami Durloka Dattal Karam Nambirpanata Bhaktaram Parevudai Deva Daya Purita. Like that he has composed. Puri came there. This will also go in 4 rounds, you may remember that. The next is Chitra Kavita. Chitra means Ashcharya, or Chitra means a painting or something also. It has so many meanings in Sanskrit. So Chitra means Ashcharya, Vismaya, surprise, wonder. It has those meanings. The pṛcchaka will give a topic and a Chitra pattern. Avadhāni has to compose a verse in that pattern. In Chitra Kavita, there are so many varieties. Varna Chitra. Varna means letter. In Sanskrit, it has a meaning letter. Example, a verse to be composed using only few letters. First one was Trekshari. Only 3 letters are used in this padya. That means na, da, ma. Only 3 letters are used. Nandana Nandana Ninnondada Mai Munde Nindu Dendede Mudadindindum in Andindundennade Neenendum Manmanade Nemmi Nindi Mudamam. It is describing Sri Krishna, I think. Nandana. He is the son of Nanda. And Ninnondu Andada Mai. Your beautiful face is standing in front of me. Mai Munde Nindu Dendede Mudadim. Like that he has composed. Andindundennade. Not today, not tomorrow. It is every day. Like that he has composed. The second is Dvekshari. Only 2 letters are used. The Dvekshari is having only 2 letters. That is Ka and Ra. Rakakaram Karam Kruram Kokakam Karikarakam Kekakem Korakirakam Kora, right? Korakirakam Kukurakara Korakam. It is like that. So it is composed using only 2 letters. The next one is Ekakshari. It is composed in his first Shatavadhana. It has only 1 letters and it has good meaning also. Nana 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 Nine nane nanuna Nine nano. Nana nana means who has so many faces. Nana nana Nine nane nanuna. Like that no nanu nunnam Neenum nanni nanina nannim nanum. Like that he has composed in his first Shatavadhana. You may understand how much difficulty is composing these verses without help of any writing material or any dictionary or any reference books. And next is some more examples. Gati Chitra. In this one, Gati means the verse can be read in different paths when it is written in the structure. So first one is Gomutrika Bandha. The alternate letter of each line are common. Starting of first line will come from here. Turyam Sattva Jayodgakka Charyam Shrisham Karam. It is the verse describing Shankaracharya. So there comes 2 lines, and the third line Suryam Tattva Payojakka Haryam Aharyam Dhisham Karam Chiram. Like that he has composed. And the beauty of this verse is it can be represented in one more chitra also. It is very difficult to compose a Chitra Kavita in single pattern, and it is including in another pattern also. Here also you can see Turyam Sattva Jayodgakka Charyam Shri Shankaram Karam Suryam Tattva, what is that? Suryam Tattva Payojakka Haryam Disham Karam Chiram. Like that he has composed. This is called Gomutrika Bandha, and second one is Dvichatushka Bandha, and another I have shown is Muraja Bandha. There also you can see the arrow mark I have shown. That verse was to describe Medha Devi, Medha Shakti, like that. Medha Payat Sama Sattva, like that first line will go. And that line can be read like this also. Medha Payat Sama Sattva, like that. And the second line, Shridha Patra, like that, this can also be read. You can follow that arrow mark and you can read that verse also. Next one is one more, Pushpagucha Bandha. You can see this is Bandha Chitra. Bandha Chitra has a pictorial pattern in which letter will be fit. So the verse is written below, Sharade Rasaranga Shri Sparade Ramya Ranjani. This to describe Sharada. Torabaraderasyarte Dwaramarai Duradhvani. The first flower you can see, it is the bouquet. First flower, Sharade, the arrow mark you can follow. Sharade Rasa Rangashri. Like that, the middle of the flower, Ra, will repeat after each and every letter. Like that, the full verse is composed, and it is from his Sahasratama Avadhāna. His thousandth Avadhāna was held in N.M. Karvi College, Jayanagar, and it is composed there. And one more Chitrakavita is there, that is also composed there only. That is Kundalita Nagabandha. You can see the difficulty of, I will tell you, I took almost 1 month to learn how to draw this Sarpa. It is so much difficult. You can understand. The verse will start from the head of the Sarpa. It is called Kundalita Nagabandha. So it is Kundala, means looped somewhere. Many times it is looped. And you can see the verses here, Jalada Samana Sheela Mahaduha Nirasta Vishala Vedane, like that it will go. From head you can see Jalada Samana Sheela Mahaduha, and it came in like this. And the path you can understand, following from head to the tail, you can see full verse. So you can imagine how difficult is this, and he can compose it in a few minutes on stage. You can see the talents of Avadhānis. This is the verse. Jalada Saman Sheela Mahaduha Nirasta Vishala Vedane Nalavina Vedame Lalita Chetana Raksha Navina Tarate Jalabala Badhane Lapana Bana Manaske Dayasade Rasa Valayanate Vishala Hridaye Damadharma Dane Namo Namaha. Like that he praised the Saraswati. So Ashukavita is extempore versification on a given topic. So pṛcchaka will ask one topic. So the till Chitrakavita, 4 vibhagas we have seen: Nishedakshari, Samasya, Dattapadi and Chitrakavita. It will be taken in one line for one round. In Ashukavita, Avadhāni has to compose full verse in each round. So he has to compose 4 verses in 4 rounds. Pṛcchaka will give topic, and Avadhāni has to compose a verse spontaneously. So this is Ashukavita. And Kavya Vachana. In Kavya Vachana, the pṛcchaka will sing a verse from great poet's poem without any descriptions. So he will sing one verse which may be taken from any poets of the language. If I am doing in Kannada, he can take from Pampa, Ranna, Kumaravyasa, Nagavarma. And I have to identify who has written this verse and what is the speciality of that verse, and I have to describe in detail. In Kannada, you may know, there are more than thousands of poets, and Avadhāni has to read everybody's full poetry, and he should know the styles, and he should know the specialities of that poets. He should describe while the pṛcchaka will sing the verse. And Sankhya Bandha, you may have seen magic squares. This Sankhya Bandha is a magic square of 5 by 5 matrix. That means 25 boxes will be there. The pṛcchaka will give the sum at the starting of Avadhāna. So before starting Nishedakshara, Avadhāni will take the number from Sankhya Bandha pṛcchaka. He will give some number 500 or 532, like that he will give some random numbers, and pṛcchaka will ask number to be filled random boxes. So he will ask what is the number for third row, third column, like that he will ask suddenly while Avadhāni is thinking to answer these people. So in between he can ask any box. Avadhāni has to remember he has given 532 total, and that total should come in each row, and each column should have the sum of the same number given by pṛcchaka. And Avadhāni has to calculate in mind, and he has to tell, okay, third row, third column will be 100, like that he has to say. And when he is composing Samasya Purna, he is thinking for Samasya Purna, that pṛcchaka can ask, what is fourth row and fifth column? Like that he can ask, and he has to tell 132, and he should continue the remaining vibhagas. And finally, at the end of Avadhāna, this pṛcchaka, Sankhya pṛcchaka will ask 25 times, and all boxes will be filled, and the sum of each and every row and column should be equal to the given number at the starting. And you know that Avadhāni will not be having any pen or paper or a calculator or anything writing material, nothing he has. So next, Ghanta Ganana or Pushpa Ganana. Some Avadhānis will take this one, because Sankhya Bandha, there should be some display board and all those things. But in Ghanta Ganana, the pṛcchaka will keeping one bell, and he will rung the bell randomly. And Avadhāni has to keep the count, how many times the pṛcchaka has rung the bell. At the end of Avadhāna, Avadhāni has to tell he has rung the bell for 35 times, like that he has to give the number. Instead of Ghanta Ganana, sometimes the Pushpa Ganana will be there. That is also similar. Sometimes if bell is not available and the audience is very close to Avadhāni, at that time the pṛcchaka will keep a basket of flowers, and he will keep on throwing to one flower to Avadhāni. It may look funny, but okay, he has to keep the count that this much time the pṛcchaka has thrown the flower, and the evidence is there, the flowers fallen near to Avadhāni, they will count and they can tally that one. This is to distract Avadhāni's concentration during the versification. And one more vibhaga is there, that is aprastuta prasanga. You may have heard adhika prasanga like that. This is aprastuta prasanga. Aprastuta means which is not related to that time. So aprastuta prasangi may ask humorous or irrelevant question to interrupt Avadhāni. Whenever he is thinking all these things, that means one Shivastuti is given idli sambar, and one Samasya Purna gulu like that given, he will be keep on thinking, and the pṛcchaka may ask anything. The aprastuta prasangi, he is free to ask any humorous question or any serious question also, and Avadhāni has to give answer humorously or seriously depending on the question's auchitya, and he has to continue his job. And it is to interrupt Avadhāni's concentration from all these vibhagas, and it will entertain everybody also, because these vibhagas are very depending on any shastras, kavya and all those things. Many people can't understand what is poetry, versification, and they will enjoy Sankhya Bandha and aprastuta prasanga, all these things. Instead of some vibhagas like Chitra Kavita and all those things are very difficult, so some Avadhānis will prefer different vibhagas like Nyastakshari, Vyastakshari, Uddishtakshari. These are all having, these are all also very difficult as other vibhagas, and I will not go in deep for all these things. If you see some Avadhānas practically, you will understand what are all these. This is current Avadhānis from Karnataka, Shatavadhāni R. Ganesh. He can perform in 8 languages, Avadhāna. And Josyam Sadananda Shastri, he was performing in Telugu, and there was a great scholar called Lanka Krishnamurti. He trained him Kannada language also, and he taught him old Kannada versification and all those things, and he performed in Kannada also. Josyam Sadananda Shastri was a good Avadhāni. Next, Kabbinale Vasant Bharadwaj, he performs in Kannada and in Yakshagana format. He will prefer some Yakshagana vibhagas in Avadhanam. And Balakrishna Bharadwaj Kabbinale, he is the brother of Vasant Bharadwaj, and he also performs in Kannada. These two are from I think South Kannada. And Vidwan Ramanatacharya Udupi, he performs in Sanskrit Avadhāna. And Sri Umesh Gautam Naik, he will perform Kannada, Hindi and Konkani. Sri KBS Ramchandra, he performed in Kannada. I have made list according to their age, not anything else. Vidwan Subramanya Bhatt, he performs in Kannada and Sanskrit. He is from Udupi. Dr. Venkatraman Bhatt Halaskanda, he will perform in Kannada and Sanskrit. He is from North Kannada. And Ramakrishna Pejataji, I have told him already. I have told about him, Kannada and Sanskrit. And Vasuki H. he has performed in Sanskrit 2-3 avadhanas. And Mahesh Bhattaryadi, he will perform in Kannada and Sanskrit. And Venkatesh Kulkarni, he will perform in Sanskrit. And Ganesh Bhat, myself. And next, Balchandra Bhatt, he is one of my friend. He performed 2 avadhanas in Sanskrit. And Surya Abbar, he is here only. You can discuss with him also later. And Uma Maheshwar, he also performed in Sanskrit. Conclusion. The ultimate goal of each and every art is rasanubhava. We should feel the rasa. Avadhāna is an art which gives entertainment and enlightenment at the same time. It is having the so many dimensions like language and philosophy. Everything will come. So it is enjoyment and enlightenment. Both will happen at the same time. And it is like a time travel through the literature world. So 1000 years literature will come, pass, like in Kavya Vachana he can tell some verses from Kalidasa. He is in 3rd century or the time is not decided yet. So like Pampas poet, he will sing Pampas verse means from 10th century he is there. And if he says some Kuvempu's or Bendre's verse means it came to 20th century. So it is a time travel. Many types of art like literature, music, etc. are experienced at the same time. So literature is the basic thing, and you can see chess, and in Kavya Vachana the music will come, and if it is Chitralekana is there, painting will come. Like that many things will come, and I can conclude here. Thank you.